Fitr Id of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. How did he celebrate his Iddul Fitr? First reason for IDD. The people of the Jahiliyyah, ignorance period before the introduction of Islam, had 2 days each year when they would play. When the Prophet came to Medina, he said, "You had 2 days when you would play, but Allah has given Muslims something instead that is better than them, the day of Al-Fitr and the day of Al-Adha." 2. Fasting during Eid is prohibited. The Prophet forbade, it's haram, fasting on these 2 days, the day of Fitr and the day of Adha. As for the day of Fitr, it is the day when you break your fast, and on the day of Adha, you eat the meat of your sacrifices. 3. Taking a bath. The Prophet used to have a bath on the day of Fitr and the day of Adha. 4. Eating before Eid prayer. The Prophet would not leave on the day of Fitr until he ate, and he would not eat on the day of Adha until he prayed. He would have a breakfast of dates on the day of Fitr before leaving for the Musalla. He used to eat odd number, e.g. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 of dates, paying Zakatul Fitr. The Prophet would order paying the zakat before going to the salat on the day of Fitr. 6. No adhan, no iqama. There has been no call to prayer or iqama for the Iddul Fitr or the Iddul Adha since the time of the Prophet. 7. All men and women to pray. The Prophet commanded us to bring out on Iddul Fitr and Iddul Adha the young women and the menstruating women to participate in the goodness and supplications of the Muslims. However, the menstruating women would refrain from the actual place of prayer. We said, "What if one of them does not have an outer covering?" The Prophet said, "Let her sister share her own outer covering with her." 8. Praying early. Abdullah bin Buzur went out with the people on the day of Fitr or Adha, and he objected to the Imam's delay. He said, "We would have finished by this time." And that was the time of Tasbih. 9th khutbah after prayer. The Prophet used to offer the prayer of Iddul Adha and Iddul Fitr and then deliver the khutbah after the prayer. 10. No qabliya, no badiya. The Prophet went out and offered a 2 rakat prayer on the day of Iddul Fitr and did not offer any other prayer before or after it, and at that time Bilal was accompanying him. 11th. Praying facing spear. The Prophet used to take out an anazah, a short spear, on the day of Fitr and the day of Adha, plant it in the ground and pray facing toward it. 12th. Number of takbir, Allah Akbar. The Prophet said, the takbir in Iddul Fitr prayer are 7 in the first rakah and 5 in the second, and the recitation of the Quran in both is after the takbir. 13th. Reciting specific surahs. The Prophet used to recite on Eidul Adha and Eidul Fitr, Suratul Qaf, chapter 50, and Suratul Qamar, chapter 54. 14th Eid prayer has 2 rakat. The prayer when traveling is 2 rakah, and Friday is 2 rakah, and Al-Fitr and Al-Adha are 2 rakah, complete, not shortened, as told by Muhammad, peace be upon him. 15. Asking women to give sadaqah. The Prophet stood up to offer the prayer of the Iddul Fitr. He first offered the prayer and then delivered the khutbah. After finishing it, he got down from the pulpit and went towards the women and advised them while he was leaning on Bilal's hand. Bilal was spreading out his garment where the women were putting their alms. I asked Atta whether it was the zakat of Iddul Fitr. He said, no, it was just alms given at that time. Some lady put her finger ring and the others would do the same. I said to Atta, do you think that it is incumbent upon the Imam to give advice to the women on Eid day? He said, no doubt it is incumbent upon the Imams to do so, and why should they not do so? Bonus. Entertainment is allowed. That once Abu Bakr came to her on the day of Iddul Fitr or Iddul Adha, while the Prophet was with her, and there were 2 girl singers with her, singing songs of the Ansar about the day of Bu'ath. Abu Bakr said twice, musical instrument of Satan. But the Prophet said, leave them, Abu Bakr, for every nation has an Eid, i.e. festival, and this day is our Eid. If you subscribe now to our TikTok channel, link on profile, we'll instantly follow you, repost, like, share, and promote your videos to get more followers, views, likes, comments, and shares for free. Get paid more money. Follow us for more. Thank you for watching.